Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to HOI4 as we are playing as the Ottoman Empire. So that patron poll is now up on Patreon for the next series. The three choices of games that we could play are EU4, HOI4, and CK3. And with the HOI4 and CK3 choices, if you are a patron, you'll see that I listed the countries that the next poll will be over. So if either of those two win, then we'll have a second poll on which country you're going to play as. If you're curious for the HOI4 options, there will be a Democratic Germany, which was in second place of the last poll. You know, it almost tied the Ottoman Empire. So that'll be back, Democratic Germany. We will not have Yugoslavia because I don't really want to fight in the same area right here. So we won't do Yugoslavia. Instead, the other two options are going to be India and Spain. So those will be the three options for the HOI4 choice if that one wins the first poll. CK3 will have like 4 different countries we could play in, but that will not be a roleplay series. So it'll just be like a normal series. Our last 4 CK campaigns, 2 in CK2 and then 2 in CK3, have all been roleplay series. So I want to do something different this time. We won't do a roleplay series. And then for the EU4, the country is going to be a European major. And the reason for that, because I've had a few people ask me, why are we playing as a major? You know, everybody plays as majors. Well, the last EU4 campaign was not as a major. We played as Milan, and it did not do well in views. So this is kind of my experiment to see if we can even play EU4 on the channel. You know, that England campaign we did a while back, that was years ago, that one did pretty well, but the Milan one did not. So I'm just wondering if it's because we played as a major country the first time and the second time we didn't. So we're going to try another European major and see if that has any views. If not, then yeah, maybe EU4 is just something we won't be able to play on the channel. But yeah, we'll do this series here, and we'll play as one of the major European countries. Obviously not England, since we've already done that one. There's a lot of choices though: France, Spain, Portugal. We play as Muscovy. I'm not entirely sure who we'll play as, but there's a lot of options there. But the key thing for the EU4 series, if we do that, it'll be on a mod that I'm going to create, kind of fix all the issues I have with, or not all of them, but you know, some of the major issues I have with EU4, which is, I expressed that in the last time we played that. There's just a whole bunch of stuff I really don't like about that game. It just bugs me badly. Now this game has some stuff that bugs me too, and they're all things that are typically with the AI, so not easily fixed. But it's not bad enough where I can't play it. Where EU4, on the other hand, the things that bug me, they really frustrate me. So I'm going to change them up. I'm going to fix them in mod. So I'll have to create that mod if that EU4 series does win the vote. Too early to say who's going to win now because I just put it up about an hour ago. But if you're a patron, then go vote while you still can, since we will have a second vote over the country. With EU4, I don't know if we're going to have a country vote or not. It depends. But with HOI4 and CK3, we'll definitely have a second poll for the country selection. So make sure you go vote before that vote ends. I'm not sure how long it's going to take to end this series because we've had some trouble here. So let's go ahead and jump into the episode. The first thing is the operatives. We did succeed, and I must have missed the little green number 1 up here telling us that we completed this. So what I did is I went ahead and set them all up to start getting some more intel on our enemies. Got a couple in Mexico, got one over here to do the British, and I think we put Kim Philby since he's got that British nationality. So got him over there. We also have one in Cuba, as you can see here, and one in Canada. Their capital's right over here now. So yeah, we've got those guys all set up, and one reason why they might have got caught, somebody had said that this is likely the reason, is because, you know, we didn't do the branch upgrades. Now I actually came in here and looked, and there's not really a whole lot of branch upgrades that would actually help our operatives. It might have played a little bit of role, like we don't have suicide pills yet, which I don't know if that actually makes it less likely that we captured. Own operative detection chance offset. I don't know what that means. I think it means that they're less likely to be captured, but of course the main thing you're getting is that they're more likely to die. You know, they have a 10% chance of dying when they're captured, so they can't like leak information out on you. But yeah, I typically get all these very early on in the campaign, but we didn't in this one since we had limited civilian factories, and then I just completely forgot about it, guys. So this is why they're able to decrypt us so easily, because we don't have much cryptology level here. So there's that, and then we haven't even got the naval department. That would have been incredibly helpful for detecting the British ships. We're going to start with the suicide pills first, and then we'll do the naval department. Yeah, we need to get those though. Now as for future expansion plans while we wait to try and get this naval invasion going, let's go and go after Niger here. I think that would be wise. Just start kind of moving to the east. I mean, I know this isn't really going to get us very many points or anything, but it certainly would look a lot nicer if we conquered some of this. At the very least, you want to conquer this one. But yeah, I think we'll probably get a few of these countries here. So yeah, we'll expand over that way. And we won't get very much war score points for this. I wanted to discuss how war participation, I should say, or whatever you want to call it, war participation. I wanted to discuss that at some point, not right now, maybe in this video, maybe the next one, but I'd like to discuss how it works, because I've found in the comments that there's a lot of people who don't know how war score works. Figured we'd go over it a little bit at some point, just not right now. Right now, we're going to be setting up some more invasions, because while we're going after Niger here, unless we'll want to set these guys up on their border, although it looks like, yeah, this is it for the country. Again, don't need 24 units here, but why not? If they don't need the supply, if the supply is not an issue, I don't see any reason not to put the units there. So yeah, we'll get all the Red Army over there, and then we're also going to be setting up an invasion of Canada, guys. We're going to attack Canada. We'll attack the British territory in Canada, and then likely, which one do we want to hit first? Probably just hit them both. Yeah, hit both these ports. Yeah, we'll hit both ports, and then after we get through the British territory, we'll actually invade into the Canadian territory. And which army we're going to send? It'll probably be maybe this blue army here. Let me see which one's the best general. It's the blue or purple army. And also just kind of see their invader trait, see who's more likely to get that. It doesn't look like he's working on any traits right now. That's because they didn't fight anybody when they attacked Ireland. Yeah, he didn't either. I suppose we'll likely use the mountain guy, since there are mountains in that area. Might want to change up the army design a little bit though. Now let's go and get these guys set up. So they're going to be attacking from here. We'll have two separate invasions, and one will attack that port, and gotta get these all selected, and then the other one will be attacking from this port, and we'll hit them on that port right there. So we're gonna go ahead and split these up. Obviously don't need as many troops over here. We'll probably just send a few of them. I don't really like the composition of this army much though, so we might change them up a little bit. Maybe give them a few more mountain troops and maybe one more tank is what I'm thinking. Yeah, let's do that. We don't need any tanks going onto that route. So yeah, we're gonna put that guy onto here, and then maybe get some of these mountain troops. I think it would be wise. Maybe get like 3 of these. Have them all come onto this front here. And then we'll just take the extra units that we have and just put them into that little training army there. Because there should be several extras. Yeah, we should have like 4. That's what we just assigned. Would help if I selected them all at the same time. We'll just throw them over into this army here. And then we'll have this entire army just move somewhere. And move over here. Just get them out of the way for now. Alright, so let's actually go ahead and set these up now. We don't need a lot of infantry going onto this other invasion. Maybe 5? Not even that, you know, we're going to do 4. So 4 into that invasion, and the rest will go onto this one here. Alright, excellent. So we'll set up that invasion and this invasion. And let's just let this play, because we're about to get these planes done. The next one's almost done as well. And we'll go and get the next model, but we're going to build them now. I don't see any reason to wait. Let's go ahead and get at least a few of these building here. And we'll just put them right there for now. Alright, we put them above the strategic bombers, I suppose. And we have factories to assign here. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get them assigned now. We're going to want like 10 factories assigned here is what I'm thinking. Yeah, and then maybe pull back on some of the other planes. Just a bit. Yeah, like pull back on some... Maybe pull back on the fighters just a little bit, and the close air support. Even the naval bombers, I suppose, could be pulled back. We do have a lot in the stockpile. And the main thing here is not so much factories, because we've got plenty of factories. The main thing here is that we are lacking in the aluminum. So I'm just going to pull that all back a little bit, and then we can get some of our civilian factories back. Trying to get that rubber situation solved. So yeah, let's go and stop trading for as much rubber. And same thing here with the aluminum. We will stop trading with the Russians, since we're already trading for steel there. Now, that does result in a shortage here, but we can get some of that from our allies. Still a little bit short here. Yeah, that's good. All right, excellent. Essentially, let's let it play. Remember, we're trying to get control of the sea zone here, although I'm not seeing anything here at the moment. It's not colored for whatever reason. It looks like our fleet was all... Oh, they're all repairing. Every single one of them is repairing right now. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, they are all damaged and thus all repairing. Let me make sure that we have them set to use more than one dockyard. We do not. That would help. Alright, so yeah, that would definitely help. We do have all the submarines over here. Apparently a lot of these are repairing as well. Alright, well let's go ahead and get them moving into all these ones that have taken losses. As you can see, we have several of them that have. And it looks like we need 3 in that one. What do we have here? We have 4? Yeah, 4. So we'll probably want to put like all the rest that aren't repairing into that one right there. Alright, excellent. But that's why we don't have anything happening here. It's like everybody is currently repairing at the moment. Yeah, every single one of these. Okay, so yeah, not doing anything there at the moment. Our subs have taken a lot of damage out there, apparently. Looks like Portugal continues to expand against Spain, but now the Spanish might be pushing them back into some areas. Really hard to say where that's going to go. Let's go ahead and get the next of the tactical bombers. Somebody asked me about the jet planes. Let's go back into here real quick. So in order to get the jet fighters, you know, obviously we have to get the jet engines tech first, which, you know, we have to go all the way through here. So that's a lot of techs you still got to get in order to get the jet engine tech, and then you can start getting the actual jet fighters. Problem is, jet fighter 1s are not better than fighter 3s. They're actually worse. But the jet fighter 2s are better than the 3s in some things, enough to make them better overall. Fighter 3s are still better in a couple categories though. But yeah, we would want to get these ones here, but not these ones. They're just not useful. And you can see it's 1950. So, I mean, if we get closer to 1950, maybe we'll start working on those techs, but I don't see us using the 1945 tech here. With the bombers, we could continue down those, I suppose, but obviously we'd have to get the jet engines first. Could get scout planes too. I don't know if I've mentioned I don't really use scout planes in this campaign. That's because I find like it's not very difficult to get intel. It's better to use like other means to get intel. We don't typically have any issues getting the intel, and that's why I don't bother even building them or using them. Didn't we get like a new enemy against us? I could have swore somebody else joined this Mexican faction. Let me just take a look here and see who. Oh yes, that's right, we have a couple over here. So let's go ahead and get like Panama added in here. Costa Rica would be another one that we could add. And in regards to the war here, there's 2 things that people brought up. The first thing is that some people are saying that there's a lot of other new major powers here. Like somebody said Costa Rica was a new major power. They're not. Now somebody showed me a screenshot where they did have the greater border here, which represents a major country, but they're not a major country, and you can see they don't have the border anymore. So maybe that was just something temporary, but we don't need to defeat anybody else as of right now, just Mexico. Somebody thought we had to defeat Costa Rica, and I think somebody else said there was another country that was a major power as well. That is not the case. As of right now, just Mexico is. However, I am worried that Canada might become a major power, which is why we're doing the invasions over here now, and because we don't really have anything else to do. And so that's one thing to note here. And let's get something built here, and then we'll discuss the other thing, which I think we're just gonna do more synthetic refineries. Try and make it so we don't have to trade for rubber anymore. That'd be really nice. You can kind of just avoid trading for rubber for a time. Yeah, just go all the way through here and just kind of reduce our total reliance on German rubber. Also, we're getting some of the steel too, so let's go and stop trading for as much steel. We could have stopped trading with the Americans. I suppose that's what we should have did here. Let's go and restart these ones, and we'll just do one with Australia and one with Italy. There you go, beautiful. Short on aluminum for there, but it's not too bad. But the other thing that was noted is the fact that America, the United States, has created their own faction. So we no longer have to worry about threat and the threat causing them to join the Mexican faction. That won't happen. But we do still have to worry about their guarantees. I had several people suggest, why not just attack Venezuela or Brazil, and then from there go into Colombia, and then we can go into Panama, and we're already at war at Costa Rica and Honduras. I think the only country we'd have to bring in, I guess there's 2 countries. Yeah, Nicaragua and Guatemala would have to be brought in to the conflict in order to go all the way up through here to Mexico. The problem with that idea is that if we declare war on anybody in the Americas, then the Americans have a guarantee for them. And so that would bring the United States into the conflict. So that would not be wise, in my opinion. I don't really want to fight the United States if we can avoid it. And now that they've created their own faction, it's very unlikely that they'll attack us. Now, they could end up attacking Germany, perhaps, in which case we probably wouldn't support them in that war. But technically they could. They could end up attacking the Germans. We would just refuse to assist them in that. So we can pretty much avoid war with the Americans because I don't think they'll declare war on us. I don't think they'll get a war goal or anything like that. We just had a lot of things happen here at the same time. So let's go ahead and get the agency upgrade next, which is going to be the Naval Department. Still trying to find that British fleet out there. All that will help us. And then the other thing is we finished up the separate fire mains. And I guess we'll continue down this, get the last one here, might as well. But yeah, if we can avoid war with the Americans, which seems like we can, then, you know, why would we declare war on Venezuela or Brazil and then start that war? Like, force them into a conflict with us. So yeah, we can't do it that route, guys. We do have to do naval invasions. Now, there are also the paratroopers, but we don't have the paratrooper tech yet, so that's not really an option unless we research that, and then even after researching it, I think I discussed this last episode or the one before that, you know, paradrops are risky as well. You know, there's a good chance of failure, and then those units are completely destroyed if you fail. Unlike a naval invasion where you get them back, you know, they just retreat. A lot of convoys being sunk throughout here, so these are all casualties, tons of convoys. I think a lot of those ones that has, like, you know, 15, 17 convoys or whatever, I think those ones aren't troop convoys though. Let me just take a look at when this army here is going to be done. 70 days. 70 days. So we've already done 39, so about 30 more days, and they'll be done. So keep on doing that. Also getting these planes built. I sent more planes over here. But I don't know how much effect, because again, their range is quite limited. So the other option I had mentioned in the previous video, in the comments, I had a pinned comment on there about one way we can get control here would be to put the submarines on patrol. That might allow us to get control. Now, it's going to be risky for the submarines, they'll likely get destroyed, but it could be worth it just for us to do the naval invasions. Well, that's interesting. So Portugal just declared war on which of the Chinas? So they declared war on one of the Chinas. Okay, so that will bring them into war with the Yugoslavians. Well, that's unfortunate. We might end up having Portugal invade over here. They're not part of a faction yet. This will likely result in the Spanish joining the Chinese faction. The communist Chinese faction. So as far as their territory over here, this will likely result in them losing their one little province here. Yeah, I think China will probably take that over. And this could result in the Spanish joining that communist faction. And Portugal now join the Brotherhood of Asia. Okay, that is not how I would like that to go down, honestly. Now I kind of want the Portuguese to lose here. Yeah, I don't know. And so that results in Spain joining the People's Front. Okay, we'll just have to see what happens there, guys. More convoys being sunk. You know, I'm going to try and do this invasion now. So let's go ahead and send off the... got distracted with Portugal declaring war there. We were setting these submarines up. Let's go ahead and merge these two here. And then let's go ahead and get these split up. We'll do like 5 over here. And then the rest, I suppose, can go over here. And that did not work the way I wanted to. All these guys are going into this one here. Here we go, beautiful. And then just go ahead and get their icon set up and have them do patrolling. So we're going to try patrolling with several of these and just see if it ends up working out. We'll patrol with these guys since we don't care so much about them. And then, yeah, maybe just patrol with some of these ones over here and just see if they can't get better naval supremacy. I don't know. We'll see if this works. We'll put like 4 of them on patrol, or 5 if you count that one there, and see how well that ends up working out for us. Let's go ahead and change these guys up, get them on the combo rating as well. So yeah, we'll see if that allows us to get these sent off. Now, submarines are not good at patrols. I don't even know if that'll help that much. Just trying to do anything to try and get control over here of that sea zone. Let's see how much longer these guys have. 58 to 70 days. I don't think we're patrolling in those regions. No, we're not. So we're going to have to increase our patrol here in order to get these guys sent off. So yeah, we're going to have them cover all that for us. Let's stretch them out a little bit, but that's okay. And then we're just going to go ahead and send them, actually, as soon as they're ready. So they're not quite planned, or one of them's not quite planned. The other one is, so you can see that they're going now. So you should be able to take that. No problems up there in the north. It's just down here. And a big part of that, of course, because we have Colombia and Cuba and Mexico all here in the Caribbean. And so that's a big reason why we're having issues there. So let's go and see what we want to get next. Could go with the cryptology level, I suppose. I don't like those ones. Commando traits are nice, I suppose. Could get all these. Let's go with the passive defense, though, I think. Yeah, we'll go with the passive defense first. I think that'll help. And yeah, you can see we're getting the intel up over here. Mexico, we're at 24% right now. Not high enough to do any missions just yet. Getting some destroyers sunk there. Mexican fleet is not very large, but we've already sunk several of their ships. And they want to give us great war tanks. Really? Okay, we'll take that, I suppose. And that was the Russians. I didn't really want to accept that. All right, let's actually modify that and cancel it. We don't need their tanks. Okay, we have dockyards. Let's go ahead and get another submarine line, I suppose, because soon we're going to be switching over as we get these techs researched. We'll be switching over to the cruisers, and then we probably won't build that many submarines anymore since we have a ton of them. Now we are still losing them though, so that's something to consider. All right, so this is requiring a lot more resources here. We can pull back on the rubber a bit and send one of those factories off to somebody for some steel. We can get one more from the Germans, and then looks like it's United States after that. There's really no other options here. Okay, and remember our convoys have to be used for that. So these four are going since they didn't have that much planning. And that should be a nice easy conquest. It looks like it is defended though. Okay, so maybe I didn't send enough. We'll have to see. Yeah, there are actually some troops here. We might not have sent enough troops to get that done. Yeah, it's a real possibility. They could very well fail now. These still not being sent off. We just don't have the control over here, guys. It's not even remotely close. We're at 19.9%. Submarines having no extra success there from what I'm seeing. We did get that cruiser armor. Let's go and get the next one. And again, we're not going to build anything until we get most of the techs. I want to build like very up-to-date cruisers. And I don't want to have to modify them, you know, and spend factories or spend dockyards modifying that. Did we lose here that quickly? Or did we win that quickly? We won that quickly. Well, that's interesting. I was not expecting that at all. Okay, let's go and just slow this down a little bit. And let's go ahead and get our troops attacking into this territory. Get it all knocked out. Shouldn't be too difficult. We can annex, or not annex, we can't reduce the autonomy of the Australians, but I don't think we're going to do that. We're just going to leave them as is, guys. And the reason for that is I actually built there a little bit in their territory. Built up some of their infrastructure, get more resources. But yeah, we won't do that, guys. In fact, since we have political power, let's go and see what we can get here. Now, somebody asked about the resource decisions. We do have them, but they're all for oil and chromium. There's nothing here that we actually need. Somebody thought we had aluminum ones. We don't. We already did all of those. Can get like factories and stuff. Obviously, that's not really necessary. We aren't even using all of our factories. So let's see what other options we have, if there's even anything here. There's always manpower. Stability doesn't really help us. See what other options are. That's just not going to help us that much. Some of these are actually negative here. This will add the devout traditionalist. That's a good modifier, and plus it's much cheaper doing it this way than this do it this way, isn't it? Yeah. So might want to do that to get that modifier. There's more manpower, more support for unaligned, which I think we have 100%, yeah. So don't need to do that either. So yeah, I could do the jihad one, and I think we will. It's only 50 political power, so we'll knock that one out. As far as other options that we might want to do, could always get more space to build in. See if there's anything else. You know what? Let's go and finally finish these. Finish these up here. I think we should. We can also go off free trade since we don't really need the factory output or the research speed, but we do need the resources. So could go ahead and go to limited exports here once we get 150 political power, and I think that's exactly what we're going to do since resources are our main issue. So I think that'd be wise. So these guys are now launching their invasion too. I think we'll have some supply issues there. I'm surprised that those guys were so easy to defeat there. They had like no organization. Not able to launch our invasions here just yet. Still having troubles with that. But engaging lots of convoys over here. So yeah, we're just waiting for these guys to hit the beaches. Let me see when we get this Wargle. It'll be on the 2nd of November. So soon. Pretty soon. Alright, so we'll get that all conquered. Supplies gonna be a major issue here, so we need to build as soon as we get there, essentially. We don't need to do the war propaganda, so let's go ahead and say we don't need to be notified of this. It just keeps on popping up because we keep getting neighboring provinces with them. We lose the neighbor province, so it goes away. Yeah, they've canceled all lend lease with us. But yeah, then we get another neighboring province with them again, and so it's back. Got the passive defense, excellent. Let's go and just get the next one. Let's keep on working on those. So we always have one going. Still no invasions launching over there yet. This is going to be a successful invasion. Excellent. Yeah, that was pretty easy. Almost got this all conquered up. And I don't know that we want to send these troops over there immediately because supply will likely be an issue. Now, here initially, I'm not seeing any supply issues. We'll have to see if that changes. Let's go and build the port up. We want to get that up to the highest level. We're going to throw that up at the top. Still building here that infrastructure for the Australians. Just because we didn't really have a whole lot to build. So these guys will go over there. Maybe have them go over there next. Maybe we'll have them just sit here until we know that there's no supply issues here. Alright, so let's see where we want the mountain troops to attack. It doesn't really matter. I'll just kind of split them up a little bit. 2 come over here, and then the other 2 go across there. Let's get the tanks moving as well. We want them pushing into this territory as quickly as possible. I just really want the tanks rapidly moving forward here. Let's have these guys just grab that territory real quick. Actually, you know what? We could have... He'll come over this way next. And then with this last guy, we'll just have him go over here, I suppose. Whichever way is the fastest. Now, with the infantry, we'll get them filling in some of this territory here. Oh, okay, so you have to go that way. Alright, so yeah, just 1 infantry will probably be enough to do that task. And then let's get a few coming down here. A bunch going across the river. Oops, damn it. They're all supposed to go across the river here. There we go. And then these guys here will go up that way. Right, excellent. Have them all pushing forward. Try and get that territory taken as quickly as we can. This will all give us something to do while we wait for this damn invasion over here to be successful. And it might make it more likely it's successful. You know, we're weakening the British. Submarines, I guess, are going back home to repair or something. Let's go ahead and make sure that we're getting any submarines replaced here that are lost. Again, not really seeing anything being increased from the patrol yet. It doesn't seem to be having much effect. Again, submarines are just not very good at any of that. The Germans have attacked over here, attempting a naval invasion over there. It looks like they'll fail, which is good because I don't want them to get this territory. It is our territory, so hopefully they do fail. It's green now. It's a shame. Let's see what happens here, but it looks like they will be successful there. Alright, well, that's a bummer. And now we're competing over who gets the territory, and they're closer to the more precious territory than we are. So you're not happy about that. If I knew the Germans were going to attack here, I wouldn't have done it myself, is what I mean. Just going to go this way, get these guys defeated real quick. And just keep on pushing forward. The tanks will go... We're going to have them grab all this territory up here just because they're nice and fast. You can see we are having infrastructure issues, and we have more troops coming because they came on their own. Okay, so can we build up this infrastructure here? We can. So let's go ahead and build it up. It doesn't have to be that high. We'll get up to like level 6, I suppose. Yeah, we'll do level 6 and just tick that up to the top. Really prioritize that. Okay, so yeah, just waiting for these troops to get all this territory taken. Should be successful on that across the river attack. Not too difficult there at all. But yeah, they'll start pumping troops over here, but they also got to pump troops over this way. It looks like they did not get the port there, and that's the AI, you know, always kind of hoping that they can take a port with their land troops once they landed, but you never know if you're going to be successful, so it's a good way to get your troops cut off and destroyed. Yeah, these troops will very likely get completely wiped out because they are not having success. It's so difficult getting success, taking a port. You know, once you land and you don't have any supply, you got 72 hours and you're completely out of supply. So if you don't do it in 72 hours, you're done. After that, you're very unlikely to get a port. So that's why I don't do it that way. AI does it all the time, and they typically fail. It usually doesn't work out. Let's build this up just for the steel. We do need to get steel. And then let's go ahead and build the radar up over here as well. Might as well. You know, we don't need it here. This one's probably good. Maybe we'll build right in this area. Still no invasions happening over there just yet. Let's go and continue with the synthetic refineries. You know, we should also get some fuel silos because we really can't store very much. I mean, I guess it's higher than I thought. But yeah, no reason not to get these. Let's go and build a few of these. So we'll have higher storage for our fuel. Not that fuel is really an issue, but as we build our fleet up, we will be using a lot more fuel. So we failed in this attack here. We'll try it again. Supply is an issue right now, guys. It's definitely an issue. I don't know why so many troops are assigned to this. So let's make sure they all stay over here. Get them onto that front, and let's go ahead and have them get a planning bonus here. Alright, so we need to relaunch these attacks now. And we did get the next strategic bombers. So I suppose we're done here. Let me see what else we need, because again, we could go for... You know, we are going to do the strategic bombing bonus there. Although I want to say there might be one right here. Oh, that's a tactical bomber, strategic bombing. Okay, so yeah, we'll do the strategic bombing bonus. Because yeah, I assume we'll build those. We do have the heavier fighter model as well. Huh. I thought we had just gotten the strategic bombers. Did I look at that wrong? Yeah, let me just take a look here, because yeah, I thought we had gotten... Oh, we got the heavy fighter 3s. Maybe we already had these ones? Yeah, I think I was just looking at that wrong. So yeah, let's go and get the new heavy fighters out there then. We actually already have enough for an air wing as well, so let's go and get those placed over here in the hope that they'll help us out. Oops. So yeah, we're gonna put like 100, or you know what, we'll just put everything we have out here. If we can find these damn heavy fighters. I don't know if they're towards the bottom. Yeah, they're towards the bottom. So we're gonna move them all, and then when they get, you know, new ones, they'll go straight into this air wing here. And then let's go and get them doing the air superiority. And they should have better, you know, reach over here, at least slightly better range. These are the level 2s, so the range isn't quite as good as level 3s. However, it's going to be way better than the regular fighters. We're looking at 1700 here. Now, the fighter 3s do have a bit higher because we have, you know, ticked them up using our experience. We created some variants here. So because of that, their range is not that much higher. Yeah. But once we get the 3s out there for the heavy fighters, you'll see the range is going to be much, much higher. Now, if anything helps, gives us more efficiency out over here. Let's see if we can move any other units. These guys can be moving this way. Looks like we're actually losing there, but we're getting more troops coming in. Yeah, these guys should be coming over here. Yeah, let's get them all going over there. And we are having some problems here as well. Have these guys go down this way and then come over here. Did they lose? They did not lose. This guy, I guess, can go over this way and get all this conquered for us. And let's make sure that these are pushing forward immediately. Because, yeah, you can see that they are moving troops over to this border here. So I want to make sure we don't have any trouble here. Surprised they haven't been destroyed here, but a big part of that is because they're not attacking. They probably could attack them and destroy them, but they decided not to. Alright, let's go and attack these guys. See if we can't have some success there now that we got our organization back up a bit. Those tanks were actually defeated. Okay. Let's try attacking again here. The lack of supply is a major issue here. We need to get that port built up. But that'll help once we get the port built up some. Still not able to do those invasions just yet. We'll be able to invade into Niger soon. There we go. Got that knocked out. And now let's get the last passive defense. And let's go and declare war. We also are going to want to get the next war goal going, which I guess will be here at the Upper Volta. Alright, excellent. So we'll get that worked on. And let's just go and attack here. It should be a nice, easy attack. Should not be too difficult at all. Yeah, just after those are wins, we should see them capitulate. So again, get those West African countries all conquered. But yeah, somebody had asked me to do a naval invasion. Why we didn't just do a naval invasion of Sierra Leone and Gambia. Yeah, they already capitulated. Excellent. Let's go and get this Red Army set up over here now. I said, how long would it take to get this done? And as far as like game time, like actual versus like episode time, how long it would take of the episode, not very long, but still would take time. Maybe like, can we win here? Nah, maybe. Yeah, it looks like we can win there, so we'll go ahead and attack right there. Yeah, maybe 5 minutes total when you count like, setting the naval invasion up, setting up some troops to go there, making sure that, you send the naval invasion, make sure it's successful, and then when it's done, then you take them and move them somewhere else, move those troops somewhere else. So, I mean, I don't know how much time that would take, maybe 5 minutes or so to do overall. The question is it worth it? Why would we do it? There's no resources, no factors, there's nothing here. Well, most people say, well, what about war participation? Why not do it for the war participation since we need it? We want to get war participation as high as possible. And I've seen a lot of people saying that. Why don't you conquer here to get war participation? Why don't you attack these guys for war participation? And I see that throughout the series, and I've never really talked about war participation ever, and like why I don't typically declare war on little countries for war participation, or why I don't do this one little invasion for war participation. It's because you're not getting any war participation for it, guys. It's let's get something selected here, and I'll explain how it works. You know what? We might go for the... Yeah, I think we're going to go for the naval techs. Just really focus on these. Let me just make sure there's nothing else. We know there's nothing here. I could get the medium tanks, I suppose. I don't think we'll need them in naval invasions and the rough terrain of Mexico. That was another thing that was asked about, why we haven't gotten medium tanks. In this campaign, it just wouldn't have... it just wasn't necessary. Look at the areas we're fighting in. Everywhere we fought in outside of Russia, it was like rough terrain, low infrastructure, low supply areas. Tanks don't do well in rough terrain, and they soak up a lot of supply, especially as you go heavier with medium and heavy tanks. And then the other thing to consider is the fact that we're doing a lot of naval invasions, and tanks, even light tanks, don't do well. And outside of the amphibious tanks, don't do well with the naval invasions at all. So they just weren't necessary for this campaign in the areas we're fighting in. Yeah, let's go after the naval tanks, guys. So we'll go after, we already have one here. This is a passive bonus, so don't have to get it for the equipment. We're looking for equipment now. So I suppose we're going to go after the depth charges. Yeah, I think that's going to be the next one we want. We also want to get torpedoes. We need guns. There's a lot of stuff we need. We'll just start at the top here, though, and just get them all. Eventually, I think all of our techs will be working on naval techs. Let me see if there's anything here to be done. Yeah, still waiting for these troops to get over here. The lack of supply is kicking our butt here. Yeah, it's kicking our butt. But luckily the Germans aren't expanding either. In fact, they're more and more likely to get cut off and destroyed here. I mean, they're already cut off. Portugal's losing. Okay, well, I kind of want Portugal to lose now, in a way. I think it would work better, because I don't really want conflict with the Brotherhood. And what I was worried about was Portugal would invade into Yugoslavia. Now, one advantage of attacking Portugal, though, is that we could attack them here, so that would always be nice. But yeah, the way the war participation works is based on the victory points of the province, which is why earlier in the series I so badly wanted to get Moscow and not let the Germans get it, is because it's worth so many victory points. It's worth 50 victory points. So like that is incredibly beneficial when it comes to war participation for us to take Moscow rather than for the Germans to take it. So that's why I was really trying to get control of that. Let me see if we have any strategic bombers. We do. We're going to make use of those. Of course, we can't do the nuke dropping until we can actually attack here. But what we could do is do some strategic bombing. So let's get this airbase here. Or maybe we'll use this airbase. Yeah, we'll use this airbase here, guys. And create a wing of 100 strategic bombers. Because this is one way to get war participation, is by doing strategic bombing, and we will do it in the Caribbean, I think. We could also try doing it here in Mexico, but we can't really reach it all that well. So yeah, we'll do it over here instead, where we have fighters helping us. And yeah, we have 100 there. Let's go ahead and set them up, determine what we want them to bomb. Probably not infrastructure. They can bomb factories though, air bases, and ports. Of course, fortifications are always good, and dockyards, that's fine as well. They can hit the anti-air up. They can hit all this stuff, frankly. I guess the only thing we don't want them hitting is infrastructure, which they'll naturally hit anyways. Yeah, but that's the only thing I really care about them not hitting. So yeah, they can hit anything. Honestly, probably didn't even need to set that up. So yeah, we'll see how the strategic bombers do, but that will get us some more participation. You get a lot of points from bombing. But the reason why I typically don't use the strategic bombers for that is because you can also just use your nukes count in that regard. Let's see how we want to do this. Let's put these guys over here. One guy's going over that way, that's fine. But let's have the mountain troops attack with these guys and see if that's successful. But yeah, the way it works is for the points that you get for a non-victory point province, and this is why it's so difficult to talk whenever I try to say something here. It's so difficult to do, because we always have something popping up that needs to get taken care of, which is why I typically pause when I talk about such things. What are these guys doing here? Just going to repair? Yeah, it looks like that's what they're currently doing. Let's go ahead and have... Oh yes, I forgot about these guys here. We could use those as well. Now that we're getting the bigger ships here, let's go and do that and put them on patrol. They might just get destroyed, but again, just trying to get control of these damn sea zones. So we'll see if that ends up working out or not for us. Do we have an admiral? We do not. We could get one. So let's go and do that. We did have the political power. I just spent it. Damn. Alright, so we still need to get our trade laws changed. So let's do, first let's replace any losses we have here. It looks like we only had one. Okay. And then the rest of these will go into here to give us our final task force. And we'll have them doing the combo raid in here. And I don't know, we'll see, guys. We'll see if that works out or not. See if we can't get control there. See if there's anything to be done here. We can have all of them moving over there, I think. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, then they'll take that for us. And we got the port up to, it's just level 2 right now, and you see the Germans, Italians, everybody's putting troops over here. So we just need to get moving forward as quickly as possible, because we're going to continue to see issues here with the supply as they pump more and more and more troops here, which they're going to do, because they always do. In fact, let's just go up to level 8 just because it can be kind of rough here anyways. The airbase, it would be useful to get an airbase here. We'll get like just a level 2 so we can at least put some planes into the area. Yeah, let's do that. And is there anything else that we might want to get over here? I don't really think so. Instead, we'll just continue working on the synthetic refineries, since rubber's consistently a problem for us. So yeah, we'll just build here. Get all these 60% locations built in. And we could probably stop trading for some rubber. Yeah, we could trade for a little bit less rubber from Germany. And then we can also trade for less steel. So we'll trade less with the United States. All right, excellent. Yeah, so all successes there. That's looking good. Still no success there, though. When do we get the next war goal over here? Just to be aware of that. We'll get that on the 2nd of March. Okay. Be a little bit of time. So the way it works with the war participation is if a province doesn't have any victory points, so just a regular old province, like say this province right here, then the amount of points you get for taking it, I believe it's 0.2 points. So that's how much you get for just a regular old province. Now, that's 0.2 points, not 0.2% war participation. That's not the way war participation works. War participation is a percentage of the total points. So, it takes all the points that everybody has contributed. So, I mean, we have 1,067 points right now for occupation. Total, if you looked at every country that's involved, it's not quite as high as I thought it would be. I thought it would be around 10,000 or more. But yeah, it looks like not everybody's played a very big role. Yeah, I guess everybody hasn't really played as big of a role as I thought they would have. But still, you're talking about 0.2 points. When there's probably total, I don't know, just say... Again, I don't want to do the actual math here, But let's just say there's a total of 3,000 to 4,000 points. So every time you take one of those provinces with no victory points, you're getting 0.2 points. So the actual percentage that is being added up for taking one province is like 0.00 something percent. It's such a small amount, guys. It's so insignificant. So is it worth 5 minutes of video time? Because that's the way we have to look at it, because this is a let's play. You know, if you're playing on your own, it doesn't really matter. But you know, everything we do in this game takes time. Time on the video. So is it worth that time in the video? And we did lose here. But yeah, is it worth that time in the video to get, you know, 0.004% or something like that war participation? I don't think so, guys. I really don't think so. That's just my opinion. You can disagree with me, but yeah, I just don't see how it's worth it. How it's worth spending all that time, you know, just to get a few extra, you know, not even a few extra participation points. You're talking about like a small percentage. Such a small percentage you wouldn't even notice it. Just for those 2 provinces, you wouldn't even notice it. It would have almost no effect on the war participation. And so that's something you always have to consider whenever you're thinking about doing anything. So I get that a lot, though. In a lot of campaigns, it's like, oh, why don't you just take this one province over here? Why don't you go attack this one country for some war participation? Because it's really not much, guys. It's such a small, minuscule amount. Now, if you're going to do it anyway, then hey, it's some points. But why do something, you know, that you weren't going to do if it's not going to give you much participation points? You really need to focus on the victory points. That's how you get war participation, is going after the victory points. You go after something that's worth 50 points, that's something you would actually notice. You take Moscow, you're going to notice that. You're definitely going to notice that, because it's a lot higher, significantly higher. But yeah, we just cannot do this invasion here, man. It's just, no matter what I do. Now, we haven't put the bigger planes there yet, not very many of them. As we put more of those there, and we might actually have some tactical bombers, so we'll need to take a look at that here in a minute. Let's get the last of the armor techs here and get an agency upgrade, which would be, what do we want to get next? I suppose we'll start working on these ones here. You know what, let's get commando training first. Now, I know that, you know, one of our agents had to die for us to be able to use that, but yeah, we'll see. Oh yes, that's right, I forgot. We were going to go ahead and get ourselves some tactical bombers, because we should have some tactical bombers that we can use here. Let's just see if we can't find them. Are we somewhere around here? I wish these were in like alphabetical order or something, you know what I mean? So there's some ones. We have 40 of the ones. Here's 46 interwar bombers. This is what we're gonna do. Let's just throw these in here, set them up to be, you know, 200, and then eventually they'll get there. And then go ahead and set them up to do the naval strike in this area, and they'll have higher range there. So you know, they'll slowly get those numbers built up, and we'll see how they end up doing there. Let's go and push forward here. We could attack right there as well. I'll see if these guys are successful. Let's try sending all of them but one, and that one, and we're gonna have some issues no matter what we do here. All right, yeah, never mind, doesn't matter. Big problem here for us is going to be the supply until we get that naval base built up, that port. We're at level 3 right now. The Germans have been defeated here though, so don't have to worry about that any longer. So that's good. So they'll have to fight on our front, which will expand our territory. They'll still get points for any attacks they do. They'll mostly just sit over here though until we get the supply up though, I think. We don't have tactical bombers building yet. Oh, my bad. No wonder. I thought we had that set up. I never did set it up with the heavy fighters. Okay, so that makes sense. That's why we don't have any. I was wondering why we didn't have any sitting in the stockpile. All right, so put 10 of the military factories into the tactical bombers. In fact, you know what? Let's put 15 into these. I know aluminum is a serious issue, guys. In fact, we might even want to pull back on something here. Let me just see how we're doing on all of our equipment. Like, we could probably pull back on the support equipment a bit. Yeah, maybe pull back on support equipment since that requires some aluminum. Yeah, but other than that, like, the other resources aren't as big of an issue, or aren't really much of an issue at all. So we'll just pull back 3 factories there. That'll help a little bit. You know, it's not gonna make a huge impact. How much of those motorized? How are we doing on that? Quite a bit on those too, but you know what? That's not really the issue. We now are starting to get the rubber issue solved. So let's just pull back on our regular planes then. There we go. So that should help with some of our aluminum issues, but we're still pretty darn short now. So let's go ahead and trade with the Russians. Or you know what? Actually, since Australia has the higher autonomy, or lower autonomy, excuse me, let's go ahead and trade with them. And anything else that we want to do here? Do we want to trade for another one? I suppose we could. Why not? If there's anything here to be traded for. There's none with them. Oh, nope, we got one right there. And we're back to needing rubber, but I'm not going to trade for that because we're building for that, so I think we'll be fine. We can look for more locations that we can build infrastructure up. I think I've already gone through all these. Yeah, I don't think there's any resources to be got anywhere. I mean, you can get like 1 or 2 rubber over there, but it's probably not worth it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've done all the infrastructure. Let's just go ahead and continue building up synthetic refineries, mainly for the oil. Or not the oil, I meant the rubber. Y'all knew what I meant. Portugal's been defeated over here. But you know, they're still in the conflict because they joined a faction. If they hadn't joined that faction, that war would be over already. Alright, let's see if there's anything we can do here. Alright, so we're still pushing forward. Let's have all the troops go there. Actually, you know what? There's a border here, so let's not have all the troops go. Let's have like a couple of them stay back. Have like these guys stay back here. Yeah, we want to get down here to the actual victory points as quickly as we can. But yeah, a lot more troops on this board. It's going to be kind of difficult to expand here until we get everything dealt with, you know, the infrastructure and the ports build up. Now, we can't build up the infrastructure here yet because we don't control this state. Yeah, you'd have to get a lot more territory in order to control that state and be able to build there. And we're they're going to get some troops over here. Let's have these tanks come on over here. You see we only have 1 tank there that's pushing forward because these guys got pushed back. I'm not entirely sure how that happened. They're attacking us now. We can sit on the defense, I suppose, and, you know, it is the winter time here, so attacks are overall just not going to be very successful. Alright, so let's see if we want to push forward here. We did get the combined operations rating, which is the last one that's useful for our submarines, but since we're getting cruisers, we'll go ahead and get anything that would bonus, would boost light cruisers. So that one would. These ones would not. You do get the enemy fleet size penalty plus 10% though. Yeah, these are not going to help either. Yeah, there might not be much for us to get here. Yeah, we don't have destroyers. I mean, I guess the escort efficiency is helpful, but yeah, I don't know if it's worth going down. We'll probably just get this one here, and then maybe that might be all. Could do that one too, I suppose, for the enemy fleet size penalty, but yeah, let's go and get that one researched, and then we might just be focusing on the actual naval techs from here on out. Did lose some planes over here, and those were our heavy fighters, maybe, because I don't think we have 114 tactical bombers. Oh, yep, we do have 114 tactical bombers. Most of those are old, though. The range is probably not great. Oh yes, that's right. We're gonna push forward here if we can. Let's go over here and send these guys over here. Now, I'm going to attack right there, but this guy won't win. Maybe he will win, I don't know. We need more troops over here, frankly. Let's get all these guys coming over here to help us. Looks like we did push those guys back. Excellent, 1 unit was able to do that successfully. So far, it's not as stymied as I was expecting it to be, honestly. I know that there's definitely a lot of troops here now. But this is not as bad as I thought it was going to be because of the supply. I figured this was going to be a lot worse than it actually is. Alright, so we're defending here. We need to send more troops. Let's have these 2 go over here and this one go over here. And then just 1 unit to defend the province. And then we have these tanks coming over here as well. And then this guy will come over to this province. And he's going over that way as well. Alright, excellent. Yeah, hopefully we can get these guys pushed back. Don't have any issues here. I'm surprised that they're able to attack us there. That's kind of strange. We can go ahead and change up our trade laws. Let's go ahead and do that, finally. Go to limited exports, and that's going to change up the resource situation significantly. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. So we don't need to trade for most of these now. Might not need any aluminum, in fact. Let's just see how that looks. Nope, can't not trade for any aluminum. Got to trade for some. With the rubber, though, we might not need any of their rubber. Yeah, we're absolutely good on the rubber now. With the steel, we do still have some requirements here, but let's stop trading with the Russians if we can. Yeah, we can. In fact, we could probably stop trading with a lot of these countries. Let's pull back with the Germans. Actually, you know, we might not need anybody still. I mean, we have a lot of territory. Being on that free trade was, you know, requiring a lot of resources. But I was happy that we stayed on it because the main thing there... Oh, we sunk a battle cruiser. Fantastic. Actually starting to see some success here. Oh, we won the naval divisions. Seems that the tactical bombers is what we needed. Getting the tactical bombers in there with the heavy fighters. So we finally succeeded here. Good God, that took forever. Okay, so now with that done, we're actually going to have to end the episode here. But we will expand and take this territory, and we'll set up naval bases and air bases and all that good stuff for attacking. Now, because I actually recorded a little bit longer than I intended to today, we will not look at the casualties in this episode. We'll have to do that at the end of the next one, I suppose. I did get into talking about a lot of stuff here, and so got a little bit distracted. But yeah, we're going to end the episode here. Hope you guys did enjoy it. We're having some success invading Canada, and we finally took these provinces here. And we'll also be able to continue expanding this way as we get those war goals completed. But I hope you guys did enjoy the episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you guys all in the next one. And thanks for watching.